Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I'm going to be going through everything that is coming in part 3 of Global's 7-year anniversary. Considering we have the data download this morning, it should be coming within the next few days. But don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing, which I think is kind of neat, I guess, is we're gonna have a special BGM that flows in the background of the home screen again. We're gonna have Shala Head Shala playing, which is kind of cool. So if you play Dokkan with the sound on, you can listen to that. Of course, I don't for copyright reasons. But you know, even if you don't play with the sound on, it might be a good reason to turn it on. There's more missions, which means more stones, more rewards, etc. There's also the co-op campaign missions, which we've been doing the whole time as well, which again means more stones, more rewards. Then there is the easy areas for the free-to-play units, which unfortunately they're just not that good this year. The Goku and Chi-Chi are okay, the Vegeta and Bulma are not great, and the LR is okay as well. So after easying the Chi-Chi and Goku, or the Goku and Chi-Chi, is a Goku's family category lead, giving Ki plus 3, HP and attack and defense plus 77%, or AGL types Ki plus 3 and HP and attack and defense plus 50%. On their super, they greatly raise attack and raise defense for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. And then on their passive, they get attack and defense plus 122%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 22%, with each attack performed up to 88%. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of it becoming a super attack, and Goku's family or joined forces categorized Ki plus 2 and attack and defense plus 22%. So as I said, the Goku and Chi-Chi aren't too bad. I mean, compared to the year 6 free-to-play units, they're just not on the same level. But to be fair, as I said, the Goku and Chi-Chi are okay. They have an active skill where they greatly raise attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and delays a single targeted enemy's attack for 1 turn. I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have preferred a stun. I'm not gonna lie, they would have been more useful, especially in like Super Battle Road. If they did have a stun. This though, it can be handy in some situations depending on where you choose to use it. And the active skill conditions can be activated after performing 4 or more attacks during battle, which shouldn't be too difficult considering they're fully rainbowed for free. And they also launch an additional attack guaranteed that has a 50% chance of becoming a super. Their links: Courage, All in the Family, Solid Support, Infight, The Incredible Adventure, Guidance to the Drug Ball, Shank the Limit. Unfortunately, with teams that they can go on, not the best link set, and even at that they don't go on the most categories. Join Forces, Goku's Family, Bond of Parent and Child. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very tempted to not easy A these units just because they're not good. But I might just, I mean, I've got to do it for the content, man. Do you know what I mean? I've got to do it for the content. Then we have Vegeta and Bulma. And as always, it's got to be the Vegeta variant that is lacking. It's got to be the Vegeta, you know, the Vegeta unit that isn't that good, isn't it? It's just, I'm used to it by now. You know, LR Great 8 Vegeta, LR SSB from last year. Even the free-to-play unit, you can't let my boy win, can you? I'm starting to think someone in the office just doesn't like my boy. So Vegeta and Bulma are a Vegeta's family lead, giving Ki plus 3, HP and attack and defense plus 77%, or Fizz types Ki plus 3, HP and attack and defense plus 50%. On super, they raise attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to the enemy. They get attack and defense plus 120, plus an additional attack and defense plus 60% when performing a super attack. See, that portion actually isn't too bad. That's actually okay. Then reduces damage received by 20%, which also is okay. And then Vegeta's family or joined forces categorized Ki plus 2 and defense plus 20%, changes into a different battle suit when conditions are met, which the active skill conditions are literally the kind of the same as the Goku and Chi-Chi, changed into a different battle suit starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle. So even the active skill conditions are okay. The link set is Brainiacs, Prodigy, Saiyan Lineage, Solid Support, Cold Judgment, Raw Lineage, and Shank the Limit. They also go on join forces, Vegeta's family, Bond of Parent and Child, which of course Global doesn't have just quite yet. We'll get that when the Trunks and Vegeta do drop. Then you have the battle suit change, and after easying, they still raise attack for 1 turn and cause supreme damage to enemy. Gets attack and defense plus 122%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 88% from a super attack. Reduces damage received by 22%, a medium chance of an additional damage reduction of 22%. And then Vegeta's family or joined forces categorized Ki plus 2 and attack and defense plus 22%. See, overall it's okay. It's just, I don't know. It's just not enough. It's always my boy, isn't it? It's always my boy. Then we have the LR, which of course is Gohan and Trunks. Gohan, Goten and Trunks. Hybrid Saiyans or joined forces category lead, key plus 3 HP and attack and defense plus 120%. On 12 key, they raise attack and defense for 1 turn and cause colossal damage to the enemy. And on 18 key, massively raise attack for 1 turn and causes mega colossal damage to the enemy as well. They also have an entrance animation which can activate upon entry. No condition, literally just they activate it upon entry. Get key plus 3 and attack and defense plus 70% for 7 turns from the start of turn. And then they get attack and defense plus 70%, so for 7 turns you'll have 140 in total. They get key plus 1 plus an additional attack plus 70%. And then when there is an ally whose name includes Goku on the team, and gain additional key plus 1 and defense plus 70% if that character is attacking in the same turn. Which is not very difficult to do when you consider the amount of good Gokus in the game as well. And then where are we? Key plus 1 plus an additional defense plus 70% when there is an ally whose name includes Vegeta on the team, and gain additional key plus 1 attack and key plus 1 attack plus 70% if the character is attacking in the same turn as well. So yeah, they're actually pretty decent. I mean, especially if you're getting those parts of their passive active as well and have both Goku and Vegeta in the same turn as well, especially within that 7 turn limitation. Their link skill is same warrior race, same lineage, solid support, cold judgment, shocking speed, show at the limit, and legendary power. They go on hybrid Saiyans, Majin Buu Saga, joint forces, and bond of parent or child. I'm not gonna lie, because of the teams they go on, in fact, joint forces is a good one. I mean, you could probably be able to get both these parts of their passive active with a joint forces Goku and Vegeta unit, which is actually pretty handy and pretty useful. I don't know how they would link up, probably not the best, but it's not bad. So those are the free-to-play EZAs all wrapped up and done. Then we have the EZA for the Year 3 LRs of the Gogeta and Vegeta, and that's like an extra 30 to 40 stones as well. And as I said before, I said this a while ago in a different video, unfortunately Gogeta fans, after EZAing, the Vegeta does edge it on this one. So prior to either of them fusing, they're pretty much almost identical, except for like leader skills. Whereas the Goku and Vegeta are now Potara lead, giving 180 in total, which is very nice. And int types get 120. On 12 key, they raise attack and defense for 1 turn and cause colossal damage to the enemy. And on 18 key, they also raise attack and defense for 1 turn and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. On their passive, they get attack and defense plus 180, medium chance to perform a critical hit, medium chance of preventing enemies attack including super attack, key plus 2 in addition per rainbow key sphere obtained, perform Potara fusion when conditions are met, which is perform Potara fusion when HP is 50% or below, starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. It would have been nice if they changed this, if they changed the turn restriction to like 4. Like it just would have been a lot better if they did that, but still, it's not be all and end all. I mean, it's quite easy to get your HP at 50% or below, especially in harder content. It's just you have to wait 6 turns. So this is something in Super Battle Road you're probably never going to see, which is kind of a shame. Longer event, easier. Red Zone, you should be able to see it as well, especially because how much damage you're going to take. The link set, of course, is still the same, and same with the categories. And then when they fuse into Vegito, on 12 key, they raise attack and defense 1 turn and cause colossal damage to the enemy. On 18 key, they greatly raise defense, which is very handy for harder content, and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. And raises allies attack by 30% for 1 turn. So allies will be doing a little bit of extra damage when Vegito does hit his 18 key. Of course, you have that full HP recovery, which is very handy in like the likes of Red Zone and harder content, conserving some items when you get that heal off. Then you get attack and defense plus 200%. Counters normal attacks with tremendous power and reduces damage received by 30% for 3 turns from the start of turn. So for the first 3 turns, when you get the Vegito out, you have attack and defense plus 200%, you counter of course, and you'll be countering with 30% damage reduction, which is great because you'll be taking not a whole lot of damage, especially if he supers first and greatly raises his defense for 1 turn and then has all of this on top while you're countering back. And if you have dupes, you could crit counter. That's the ideal setup, how you want it. And then you'll have 15% damage reduction starting from the 4th turn. So you'll lose half your damage reduction, but at least having some form of damage reduction, especially again after you supered and having attack and defense plus 200% at the start of the turn, means you can counter and not take a whole lot of damage, which is very nice. This is what I wished the strength Goku and Vegeta had when they fused into Vegito, so his counters were worth getting off where you won't take like 100k on a basic. But maybe when they're EZA, that's what they'll get. Who knows? They could EZA for worldwide. You just kind of never know, depending on the theme. And then get key plus 3 in addition per rainbow keys for obtained. So in terms of getting 18 keys off with this guy, it's going to be relatively easy to do. So that's the Vegeta, and here is the Gogeta. Instead of Potara, they are a Fusion 180 lead, which is very nice. This is all the same. This is also the same. Yeah, and then the only difference is when they fuse into Super Gogeta, where, again, this part is the same. The only difference here on Super Attack is they will greatly lower attack and defense on 18 key rather than give support. You have the full HP recovery, attacks effective against all types, which is the typical Gogeta thing to do, which is very handy at doing extra damage even when you have type disadvantage or you're type neutral. Attack and defense plus 200% at the start of turn, performs a critical hit when attacking and a high chance of evading enemies' attack. So this is very nice because you get pretty much guaranteed crit for 3 turns, which means you're doing pretty good damage. And then high chance of performing a critical hit and a medium chance of evading enemies' attack starting from the 4th turn. So where Vegito loses half of his damage reduction, your chances to crit and evade come down, which is still decent, especially when you have dupes in there as well and you hit an additional, you potentially crit on both of them. But then after that, you just get the key plus 3 in addition per rainbow keys for obtained, which again is going to be very easy to get the 18 key off. But yeah, the Gogeta doesn't have a whole lot going for him. I mean, the damage output is going to be very good. Especially when you're hitting crits. Again, if you have dupes, you pull off additional, you could hit 2 crits, you know, on the 18 and 12 key. Greatly raise your defense for 1 turn and raise your attack and defense as well on the additional and the 12. It's just, with it being just evade as well, you know, there's a lot of events in Dokkan where you can't evade. You know, the only place you can do it is only a handful of the, you know, the red zone stages, and then, you know, Super Battle Road. So the Vegito definitely edges it in this one. I know a lot of people on JP when these dropped thought it would have been nice if they just done a little bit more. They're still really good after easing. It's just if they had a little bit more about them, they would have been a whole lot better and probably should have been. You know, we've already gone through the easy A's for both of these. Another chain battle, new stages of red zone. It's the final 3 stages. You know, we've gradually got harder and harder. I know baby caused a lot of problems for people, including myself. But we're getting the final few stages, the final 3 stages, and this is where things get really difficult. So we have Janemba, of course. We also have Bojack, who's a bit of a menace, I'm not going to lie, but, you know, as long as you kind of take units that can handle, you know, his tech typing, you should be good. As I said, Janemba, again, if you kind of go around the type advantage and kind of avoid type disadvantage along the way, you should be good. I've actually played this on a friend's Dokkan. Taking out these guys with some of the better units in the game is actually relatively easy. And then, of course, on the movie side of things, you have Broly, who's like the hardest boss in the entire game. But if you have Easy A Tech God Goku, he will munch up all of his super attacks and give you a whole much better chance of beating him, especially with the LR gods. So hopefully you do have them. And then on the GT side of things, we're going to be getting the Super 17 phase or stage. You have the Shadow Dragons phase, which goes for a lot of type-ins, as you can see. This guy even locks. And then you have Shadow Dragons and Omega, who, of course, the LRSSJ4s are going to be very handy for. As you can see, has a KO as well, which is very annoying, and also has lock in there as well. He will lock your units on the first phase, which is very frustrating and can stun. So yeah, I'll also leave the ultimate red zone guides for both the movie edition and GT edition down in the comment section if you want to have like a, not comment section, in the description if you want to have like a proper look at those to see what they do and how you can beat them. And then finally, we're going to be getting the ultimate red zone ticket summons. So after all the stages, after all the hard work and grinding you've been doing on red zone, you're finally going to have the red zone tickets for the movie edition and also the GT edition. And it's going to work the same way that the Goku event mission tickets work and also the Vegeta event tickets work. It's going to be purely movie boss or movie characters in the movie edition things and just GT units in the GT edition of things. Because there's not that many in some of these, it's actually relatively easy to pull the LRs because there are also the LRs in here as well. So hopefully you get lucky on those. We're going to get the final few missions for GT Goku event and also the Vegeta event. And that is everything coming in part 3 of the anniversary. Now, we obviously got told at the beginning of the anniversary from the producer's letter that we're going to be getting a global exclusive event for our anniversary. That still hasn't come to light yet. We still have no idea what that is, when it's coming. Maybe they could put it in part 3. Maybe there's going to be some shuffling in the SSJ4s getting moved into part 3. And then we get it in the EX portion. Or maybe, as I said, we're going to get the global exclusive event in part 3, and we're going to find out what that is. Or maybe it's going to be an EX portion with the SSJ4s. Who knows? Keep on the lookout for that. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you next video, guys, and push!